Welcome to the CBS Eye on Money Show. It's Thursday, December 1st. December, Mark, you finally got here. It only feels like 12 years this year. I don't know why. This has been a very long, tough year, not just for investors. I just feel exhausted from the whole year. Mark said before we got on the air that I deserve a nice long vacation. So poor you, you're going to have to actually think about that.
I know. That sucks. But yeah, you need a long break somewhere far, far away.
Far away and disconnected. Mark doesn't like it when I go to my summer home because he thinks I'm too connected, which I am, but I've been better. Thank you very much, Cal Newport, for that, because he's helped us, right, Mark?
He helped me, that's for sure. That stuff used to bother me. Now it no longer bothers me.
We'll have to get him on. I'm sure he's written something else. He had a nice long article in the New Yorker recently. I bet he's going to turn that into a book. So I'd love to chat with him. Hey, listen, gang, if you've got a financial question, go to our website. It's jillonmoney.com. On that website, you can click the Contact Us button. It's in the top right-hand corner, and a form will pop up. Complete the form. At the bottom of it, it says, would you be willing to come on the air? If you check that box, Mark will do everything else. While you're on the website, I've decided there are three main things to do on the website. Number one, bookmark it, right? It's always there for you. Number two, sign up for the free weekly newsletter because Mark does a great job with that. And number three, pre-order the book. It's The Great Money Reset. It drops in January. And I just read the whole audio version of it, and it was great. I have to say, it's funny. Last time when I read the book, I was like exhausted. It was an awful experience because you have to sit still for hours and hours and hours on end. Not like this, where Mark just says, that's all right. If you just, I knock the mic, he doesn't care. When I was doing it, this woman who's my director, literally, Mark, I would move my arm. She's like, can we do that again? Oh, killer. Anyway, but it wasn't as bad because I was ready in my brain. Today, we are talking to a listener from Buffalo, and it is now a couple weeks after that monster storm in Buffalo. Dominic, you feeling dug out? You feel like the worst is over for you guys? No more 80-inch storms?
Well, I hope so, but we'll see. It just depends what happens.
Oh, my gosh. So tell us what brings you to our air today.
So I had a question about maximizing how much the bank is willing to lend me for a mortgage.
Okay.
So right now I live in a home that I purchased in 2018. Since then, I have gotten married. We, obviously we live together. We're hoping to start a family soon. Maybe a year from now, we're looking to move into that bigger house and, have our child then. So we kind of have this time period between now and then to save as much as we can for a mortgage.
Okay. Dominic, how much is the house that you bought in 2018? How much do you guess? And I know it's hard to do this now because the market's in transition, but what do you think the house is worth right now?
Yeah. So I was looking online today. My bank says the median value of the house in my area is $190,000. I know. When I emailed you, I said it was worth 166, and I think that's a very conservative estimate.
Could we say 180? Does that feel comfortable to you?
Yeah, 180 feels comfortable to me.
Okay. How much of a mortgage is outstanding on the current home?
Right now, I have about $89,000 outstanding in principal.
Wow, that's it?
Yeah. So I purchased the home for I think 106, and I think the housing prices in Buffalo were depressed for a number of years. So when interest rates went low, it corrected itself. And so I don't expect to lose too much in value if whatever happened, with the interest rates being higher.
So let me ask you a question. The $89,000 mortgage, is it a 30-year fixed rate?
Correct.
And what is the rate on that?
It's 4.5%.
When you think about the next home, like the move up, how much do you think you'll have to spend on that?
Between maybe $400,000 to $600,000.
That's quite a range, my friend. Mark, how do you feel about me just limiting it? Can I just bang it out at 500? Let's say 500,000. Let's say it's a year from now. And let's say that, generally speaking, we have this house that you currently have. We sell the house. There's $100,000 of equity about. So you could potentially put 20% down. that $100,000 down and you can finance the rest. You can have a $400,000 mortgage. Now, let's see if you can afford it. So tell us about your lives. How much do you guys earn?
Yeah, so together we earn about 160,000 a year.
Okay, that's great. Any other debt that you guys have outstanding besides the mortgage?
Yes. So I have a student loan, about 22,000. It does qualify for the
However, the forgiveness.
Yeah.
However, little update on that, gang, while we have Dominic on the phone. I don't know if you're going to get it. I hate to say that to you. I'm so sorry. Just so if anyone else has been following this story, of course, people with debt do, but a couple of states have been suing, and recently the state court in Texas put a freeze on the whole loan forgiveness plan. I think this is probably going to go up to the Supreme Court, Mark. But I think there's a good chance that everyone who was expecting $10,000 to get wiped out, or $20,000 if you had a Pell Grant, you might not get that. I mean, Mark, is it fair to say that it's like 50-50, or I think it's like tilting against it right now?
Well, I certainly wouldn't be counting on it. If it happens, great. It's a bonus at this point.
All right. So Dominic, you got 22 grand in student loan debt. What about money in the bank?
Money in the bank, we have 20,000 right now, just set aside specifically for the new home.
For new home. Okay. And what about just other money? Anything else invested?
No investments. We do have about 45,000 saved in our 401k.
Oh, good. How old are you guys? I forgot to ask that. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm 29 and she's 28.
So you earn 160. What percentage are you putting into your retirement accounts?
She's putting in maybe 5 or 6%. I actually just recently started a new job, so I'm actually not able to, open up the 401k account until my 90-day preliminary period is over.
Okay.
After that, though, I will be putting in probably about 8%.
That's terrific.
Thank you. Yeah. So the
Great.
plan there is like 8%, and then if when we have a child, maybe knock that down just a few percentage points if we need the cash.
All right, Mark, what are we going to do about Dominic and his wife buying this new house? They're going to have to, they are essentially going more than double the value of their current home. Can they afford it? Will they qualify for a mortgage, a $400,000 mortgage?
What's your current payment, Dom?
Current payment is $961.
Yeah, well, it's going to go up.
I know.
Dom, meet Mark Talercio, the master of the obvious.
I just did, a $500,000 house with $100,000 down.
And what interest rate?
7, a little hair over 7.
Don't do 7. Let's look at 5.
If it's 5, you're looking at about $2,100.
Okay. Now, here's a question that I have, Dom. Does it really have to be $500,000?
No, it doesn't have to be $500,000.
Could be 4, right?
Yeah, so the goal now is I would rather, when we're looking for a house, I'd rather have as many options open to me as possible and then pick what I want from there rather than just feel like I'm forced, not specifically forced into a new home, because that's just what's available to me now.
Well, Dom, let me ask us another question.
Yeah.
Let's say it's a year from now and you've got your home, your $180,000 home, and rates are down, but they're not down that much. Could you stay in this current home for like another year or so? Because my big concern is not so much that, that you won't find a house per se. It's more that the rate's going to suck and that's going to start pricing. You're going to have to drop the price range for yourself. So could you be in this home like with a little baby who takes up no space for, another year after the fact?
Absolutely. Yeah. We talked about it. The max we can have is probably one child in that home. Once we're expecting a second child, we'd probably want to make that move.
Do you feel like you guys are going to be making more money? You're in your 20s, right? So do you feel like your trajectory is pretty good? Or are you, like both public school teachers and you're only limited by, what you can make in that field?
Yeah. No, I think we are on a good trajectory.
Okay.
I feel like we'll probably make more in the future years.
So I think the game plan is as follows. Don't make any extra payments on your current home, right? So let's say that you're eligible, after your 90-day eligibility is up. Do you have a match for your 401k?
Yes, and I will be taking advantage of that.
And it's what, up to 5 or 6%?
It's 4%.
4%? Mark, how do you feel about them just putting into their retirement accounts up to the match and then stockpiling cash? I'm a little worried about the student loan plus trying to make sure we've got money for the house. So should we just do up to the match, or should I make them suffer a little bit more?
No, I think I would just do up to the match. I'm with you. I mean, I would love to go into this new house, whether it's, a year or 2 years down the line, maybe with a bit more of a down payment and not having any student loan debt.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking also. So I think when you look at it, I think you both put up to the match. Right now, your student loans, were you a Pell Grant recipient out of curiosity?
No, I was not.
Okay. So you have at least 12 grand that you're going to have to pay down on those loans, right?
Correct.
Okay. So the 20 grand that's in the bank right now, don't think of that as for the home. It's like you need a little buffer. That's a good buffer to have. But when you have any extra money, I want you to start whittling down the student loans. If your payment starting in January is, I don't know, a few $100s a month, is that what it's going to end up being?
I would imagine.
Okay. So I want you to just try to round up by a couple hundred. Like, so if it's 300, I want you to put 500 down. I want you to start to really take a whack at those student loans and at least get you down as quickly as we can to the $10,000. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it will go through, but we know you still have 12 grand more to pay. So we want to get rid of that. So I want you to pay down the student loan and then save more money. And then we'll reassess in a year, 2 years when you actually have a kid. And we'll see where the market is also. But I think you're on the right track. I'd love to hear back from you in a year, because I think after you have this new job and we know the student loan situation, we get a better feel for where the mortgage market is. We can give you a much more direct plan of action when it comes to the house. I agree with you though, Mark. I think that staying where they are right now, as long as they possibly can, makes a ton of sense. Dominic, do you guys have estate documents? You have like a simple will or anything like that?
Actually, we do not.
Before you get covered in snow and suffocate, geez, Louise.
Exactly. He's by hand trying to dig out. You can go online. A simple will. Okay. We call these things sweetheart wills. It's I leave you everything, sweetheart, and you leave me everything, sweetheart. But two other documents that I would like you to have in place. One is called a healthcare proxy. You assign your wife the ability to make a healthcare decision on your behalf. And the other one is called a power of attorney. And that's when they can make like a business decision or a financial transaction on your behalf. Do these all online. Very easy to do. Do you guys have life insurance through work?
Yeah, we both have life. I don't know how much it is though.
Let's check into that, and do me a favor. Before you get pregnant, get some life insurance coverage. Get $1 million on each of you and make it 20-year term. And that way it's all said and done by the time the baby is arrived. And we can do it before pregnancy. Sometimes women develop some weird crap during pregnancies that precludes them from qualifying for life insurance. So let's get that done before. Sound good?
Yep, sounds great.
If you, like Dominic, want to kind of look through the crystal ball and try to decide what to do next in your housing decisions, we'd love to hear from you. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and we'll get you on the air. Don't forget to follow us wherever you find your favorite podcast. Check out our other program. It's called Jill on Money. We want you to get all Jill and Mark all the time. Mark Talersio is the co-host and the executive producer of this program. We are distributed by Paramount Global. We drop our episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. Try to lift someone up today. Curiosity, compassion, community. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next week.